Hi. Welcome to the Social Goober podcast. We're doing this basically because we mentioned it in the first Devil's Advocate video, and we do have a plan to make this a weekly thing, but at the moment we're going to keep it loosey-goosey. And we're going to release it when we can. When we can. When we can, sorry. I was like, not when we can, but like...
when we can't specifically.
No, but yeah, it's going to be released as a kind of like a catching up kind of thing, I feel is probably the best way to do it. So, welcome to Social Goober. This is the first of hopefully many videos on our channel, like one of the first videos on our channel.
At least 6.
At least 6. Yeah, that's right. I'm Dane.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Dane.
Craig.
And with Brie and Hayley from Too Much Popcorn, we make up the group Social Goober. Basically a group of not socially awkward, but like one above, like not quite socially awkward.
You mean socially better or socially worse one step?
No, socially
One
better.
step up.
Socially
Yeah.
better. We do go out. We're a bit gooberish. That's where the name comes in. Yeah, we can handle social situations. But we prefer if we did it.
Generally just in a corner away from everyone else.
Yeah, that's it.
We're the friend that's in the other room.
Like in this corner here, like there's like a party just behind you, and we're filming a podcast. That's pretty much what a social goober does. Anyone else got like better ideas of what a better way of describing a social goober?
No, that's pretty much perfect, I think.
They're like, come on, someone.
I think that description is gooberish.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I fumbled my way through it.
Yeah, I'd probably make more of a goober out of myself if I tried to say anything else of it.
Yeah. That's a lot of my vocabulary. I think that accounts. Yeah. So with Social Goober, we plan to release. We at least have Devil's Advocate coming out. Hopefully every Monday. Episode 2 of Devil's Advocate may. It's coming. It
will appear in some way.
We've had a terrible.
We'll see.
Terrible time with it.
We'll see.
Someone deleted audio, not naming names.
Don't know who that was.
I said not naming names.
We didn't name a
Didn't
name.
name a
Not a single name.
Oh yeah, anonymous. So that's going to be a fun video to watch. Then episode 3 and 4 have been filmed and will be coming out. You might be able to tell that episode 3 was filmed before because of Dean's Mo for Movember.
Support the cause.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you guys feeling about Devil's Advocate?
I love the concept.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think that like what we've done so far is really good.
Yeah.
Except for the second one.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
No, I'm really...
A fair few technical difficulties.
Everything that could have gone wrong with that one kind of has.
Yeah.
So.
Well, how about the
It's a learning
positives?
curve. It's a learning
So
curve.
how did you feel our first video went?
Yeah, I thought it went well. It was very easy just to chat, and like just have that conversation flow on.
Yeah.
So, I think as we get more comfortable as well, like getting it set up and going forward, I think that it'll be a really, really easy thing for us to get in and just hammer it out.
It's like I've always found it easy, like being a social goober, I find it hard talking to people, but with the 6 people in Social Goober, I find it very easy to talk to you guys. So Devil's Advocate's not. I was going into it going, this is a great idea.
We're the right people to pull it off.
And I'm really glad, I'm really happy with how episode 1 turned out. Like the other episodes, we won't spoil like what happens or anything or what the topics are from, we've already announced episode 2 being the Harry Potter one. But the episodes after that we won't talk about. But yeah, episode 1 I felt was a good opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good place to start, I think.
Relevant.
Yeah, there was a few little stumbles. I feel like I edited out a lot of my mistakes and a lot. You didn't make too many, but
Damn you, Craig.
Damn you and your perfection.
yeah, I feel like we've got something good going with that video.
We'll get more confident as well, and it'll flow easier.
My only main concern with that one is like, obviously the peak interest of it. It was a peak interest for about 3 days, and it's like it doesn't. My main concern was like, who's going to rewatch this after the election? It's like Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. It's like, well, we know now.
It's not funny anymore.
It might be history. Like it'll look back and
This is the turning point.
back in 2016. People were discussing
What was life like?
what was life like living as a meme. It's
Before King Trump.
Don't joke, Sarah.
The new American Republic. It's just, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Along with Devil's Advocate, we've got plans to bring Too Much Popcorn over to the channel, with the first one being Fantastic Beasts. So that should be fun. I'm keen to see Hayley do that again.
Yeah, it'd be a good way to kick it off.
Well, that's the thing. Like, she was nailing the videos on the Too Much Popcorn channel, and
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
and I feel like she hit her stride. Like, she hit her stride with the Maleficent one, and then the other ones kind of started. We had like a gap, and it caused. Like, I don't think a lot of people.
You need that. You do need that consistency sort of thing.
So hopefully.
The content was like acing it, and then
Yeah, that's right. Like, and the videos that she released after the Maleficent ones, like the Million Ways to Die in the West, which I thought was the best one because she showed that she wasn't just giving wasn't giving bad reviews, good reviews just to everything. She absolutely hated that movie. I suggest people going back and watching it if you can find it. We've got a playlist on the channel. But yeah, Too Much Popcorn's going to come on to the channel. I'm keen for that. And
what about the first video that was put up?
the unboxing video? Yeah, okay. That's some more stuff that we're going to continue on with. Distractions off screen.
I was like,
I noticed everyone. It felt like everyone just like looked at me, and I'm just like,
Damn it.
yeah. So we've got the unboxing video for my Marvel collector. I believe it's Core. CORPS is Core.
Corpse.
Corpse, yeah. I like. Mic issues aside, I think it was an okay video. I'm looking forward to doing.
Did you have mic issues on that one?
Yeah, at the start there was just like a few pops.
A little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course, that's right.
yeah. It's what happens on your first videos.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'm looking forward to doing the December one. I'm looking forward to seeing Bree's fantastic beats one.
I'm
Excited and jealous that she gets
Harry
it.
Potter.
That's right. Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Well, like
I'm
they've tailor
very
made it to the Hogwarts house that she's got. So that's pretty cool.
obviously you have Marvel,
Yeah, I got Marvel.
and Brie has Harry Potter.
Yeah.
If we had to like have a topic that you would be unboxing, what would?
There's a special edition South Park crate that they've got at the moment, and I so badly want it, but it's like $120, so I'm tossing up.
Yeah, it's like $120, but imagine what you're getting for $120.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I really want to get it.
How big is the box that we're talking? Like it's $120. It's
Yeah, I don't know.
$120.
You get like 8 exclusive items, so yeah.
Okay.
Brie took mine, Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. So
Harry
you get
Potter.
a Harry Potter one.
Oh
too.
yeah, Harry
Just
Potter.
the same.
I've already looked it up. It's sold out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get the second one once that comes out?
I mean, Brie's doing it, so
I mean, but you could always get like your own.
It's
Yeah.
like, well, Bree's doing it. No one else buy one.
It's a communal effort, right?
Plus you get different house stuff.
yeah,
that's true.
it could be like a competition.
Anyway.
Who has better stuff? I mean, Hufflepuff is awesome.
So much conviction.
According to Hufflepuffs worldwide, Hufflepuffs are great.
God damn it.
What about you?
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't
Game of
looked.
Thrones.
Game of Thrones would be fantastic. Like A Song of Ice and Fire. I haven't really looked at what ranges are available. Like,
Right.
Should definitely look into it though. Like
yeah,
for
I would
something.
I would love to have just not even necessarily for videos. Just like every 2 months, just get a box.
Yeah,
Shit that I've
that's
written
what
down. I'm like, yes.
That's what I like about, specifically about the Marvel one, is that like, because I like like I know that I'm getting Marvel stuff in it, and when I was with Loot Crate, like
Boxes.
the box was great, and like you get stuff and you're like, oh, that's really cool. Like I think the first one that I got was they had like wings that went onto your shoes through the shoelaces, and they were called schwings.
So like,
What's his name?
Like it's almost like the Flash.
oh, okay, yeah, Flash.
So like it had lightning bolts. They were like, I think I got the lightning bolt one. There were like actual wings on Icarus.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of the messenger dude for the.
Oh, from like on Hercules. Yeah.
Yeah, what's his name?
I don't know.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would also like a Dragon Ball Z one if they had
Oh
one.
my god, a
yeah.
Dragon Ball Z one would be awesome.
I'd be like
Same
all
with
over
me.
that.
They're really
But it's this shoe.
It's amazing.
I don't really wear those shoes.
Super dusty. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, obviously he doesn't wear them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they just like sit on the shoe like that.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, like
Pretty
so like when I
badass.
first saw like
I can just imagine your use of those shoes, just diving. The second you got them, you're like, I'm never gonna wear them again.
I wore them out a few. I'm gonna wear these, and I went out. I think
Subconscious were you?
maybe I forget where it was, but I know your cousin was there, and I was like, hey, check out my swings.
It wouldn't have been like on the weekend away, or was it not that?
No, it was before that, I think.
Oh, earlier than
It
that.
was like 2013.
Oh wow.
Look at my swings. You just keep competing up.
he's like,
Those are cool. I'm like,
I regret doing that.
Immediate regret.
and
It's
I
like,
never wore them again.
and so
But like
The shame was too much.
when I got them, I was like,
those are really cool. But like,
oh, okay, yeah. I was like,
those are like cool, and I want to wear them. And then like the logical side of me was like, you're an idiot.
yeah.
but
Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever had something where you think it's super cool until people are like, that's not cool at all, and you're like, they're right.
yes.
Ages and ages ago, when I was in year 5, we had my aunt was like clearing out her house,
Yeah.
and so she found some shoes for myself and my sister. Right? She set them up, and they were platform shoes. Right? And and they were like shiny silver, like spray paint. They looked like they'd been spray painted, but just silver.
They were women's shoes.
Platform. No. They were like the 70s shoes where like the
Yeah.
entire
Oh,
thing
yeah,
was
the
platform. And I wore them to school. It was a mufti day, and I wore them. And I was like, "Fuck yeah! Look at my shoes." I thought it was super cool, right? So I was about, like, I'd say about average height. I was really tall for that day because they were each like this, right? And I noticed at recess, like the insults started coming in. It's like you're wearing chick shoes, you're wearing platform shoes. I was like, no, these shoes are cool, right? And then we
Right?
decided to play Bull Rush. So Bull Rush, if you don't know,
Oh no.
is when there's like a couple of people in the middle of the oval, and they're in. And Bull Rush, it was tip Bull Rush. It wasn't tackle Bull Rush. You have to run from one end of the oval to the other end of the oval. If you're tipped, you become part of the tippers, basically in the center of the oval, and people run
You
back
don't
and forth.
swap, you just get bigger.
So they thought, oh, let's give the guy in the fucking platform shoes, make him in the middle, right? And I was like, well, I'll show them. Look at my nifty shoes. They had no grip. They had no grip whatsoever. I was on the oval at St Mary's and running, and people were running. I was never a fast kid, and I'd slip and I'd fall, and everyone laughed. And I'd get back up and I'd slip and I'd fall.
Now I'm just imagining like, you know, in like war movies, the D-Day, like when they're storming the beach and there's like, oh god, like, and it's just got that like music over and just like, oh, can say when.
Yeah, it was.
It's like,
It was big lunch at this point.
I think you just mean lunchtime.
40 minutes of Bull Rush. 40 minutes of
Not
Bull Rush,
real lunch.
and I didn't get a single person.
Wow,
And-
that's a
and
lot.
I was-
You didn't think to take the shoes off?
I'd get in trouble. Teachers
You
would be like,
wore,
"Put
you,
those shoes back
wore,
on."
you wore wedges to school, Craig. Like, I don't think you could have gotten in trouble. Like, they would have been happy.
I slipped like you have no idea. It was like, there was no traction in those shoes.
I mean, I feel bad for you not tagging anyone in those shoes, but I've had times where we play tips and I just
couldn't tag anyone in normal shoes. I'd just be like, stop it, guys.
It's the shoes.
It's the shoes, yeah.
Please, God, someone just slow down a little bit.
Just someone fall over.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
Anyone else have any?
I can't beat that. I
No,
can't think of anything that comes to mind. I know it's probably happened, but
it's like I can't think of
You win.
yeah.
anything.
When you started talking about being shamed by your shoes, I was like, I've got something for this. There's something here.
Yeah, well, like when you're like, has anyone like,
Oh yeah, I remember a few times where I've like done that, and then that story is just like never that
I've been the
coolest kid in school compared to that.
What about the duck?
Oh, the tongue.
Yeah, so getting attacked by ducks, I thought was no. I used to walk home from school, and and there's like it's on old rural land, so there was still like a pond on the way out.
It was actually on the map for the school.
Yeah, so like I don't.
Are you talking about our school?
Yeah, our school. So remember in year 7 how the driveway was through past the old house that was on the land, and there was a pond on the other side.
Yep.
And I don't know if you know the walking path that went down past that pond.
I vaguely remember.
Yeah, so I was walking home and a duck started swooping the group of people that were in. So
Duck.
yeah, so like it
had kids. I don't blame it.
You mean ducklings or?
No, it had kids.
Like little baby goats.
It was collecting kids.
Baby goats.
But yeah, so the duck went to swoop me, and I was like,
and dived out of the way and cut my knee up. I think
I still got a scar there today. from-
Yeah, I've been attacked by a duck on a golf course before, so
Okay.
I had golf clubs to defend myself.
Oh,
So
Golf. Oh, I thought you said golf club.
golf slap. It was probably angry because I did once kill one of its relatives with a golf ball.
Oh.
Hit a really low drive. It stayed like about that high off the ground and just hit this duck in the head.
Sarah's not impressed.
It was bad. I wasn't old. I was probably about 12 or 13. I was
no.
hysterically crying, and Mum's like, "It's okay." And then these drunk guys came in and said, "Nah, she'll be right." Ripped its head off and threw it in the water, and I was just like, "Ah!"
They called you killer for the rest of the shit, for the rest of the game.
Pretty much. Like, it was in a bad way. It had like blood coming out of its eye, and I was like, "Ah," sort of thing. But it was traumatic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could have defended my.
What's the best thing you've killed?
Yeah, beat that guy. Man.
Yeah.
I killed a baby. No.
Yeah, let's get off that topic. Yes.
Oh, I was going on to you killing a baby.
No, I didn't.
You may
I
have.
was gonna say bear.
I forget the exact study that I was reading,
Okay.
but apparently
Oh,
left-handed people
Yeah.
at one point in their gestation, they found that in identical twins, there's one right hand. There's most of the time there's one right-handed twin and one left-handed twin, and so the belief is that left-handed people are basically the identical twin that survived in utero and absorbed. So they believe that
Okay.
pretty much all
You were a
left-handed
twin at
people
one stage.
were at one point a twin.
A twin.
And you
don't-
killed.
And I've absorbed
My inferior brother.
Weakling.
Dwight on the office says he's like, I have the strength of a man and a baby. So it's possible you killed a baby at some
I
point.
don't believe it.
You don't
Or do you believe with a nameless study that I couldn't quote?
Craig's Craig's University of Study for
No.
Babies.
Craig was telling me about this last night. It was a Facebook article, wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
You told me last night it was a Facebook article.
May have been an article you found through Facebook, but
Could possibly be.
I think I've read the same thing.
I've posted it on Facebook before.
I've heard.
That could be
I think I've heard it before. I've always disregarded it.
You're like, no. This doesn't mean anything.
What we make up for killing babies, we give in dying early because we use right-handed tools.
That makes sense. You predisposition to dying like, substantially early.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Left-handed people. It's a right-handed world. It's quite cruel, sad.
And yet they still
They're
haven't
not
died out.
right-handed.
So
What's that?
left-handed people still haven't died out. You'd think through nature, like through the evolutionary Darwin's evolution.
Let's just keep killing babies and gaining their strength to survive the
No, well,
world.
there's nothing like no. What's the word? Like primitive thing that being left-handed would stop you from doing.
Like no advantage.
Yeah, it's not a
You can
disadvantage
fight a
at
pterodactyl
all.
just the
Unless
same.
the only time it's a disadvantage is when you're riding next to a right-handed person.
We used to get that in class all the time.
We, like in year 7, we were in the same class and
Same table.
same table. And I think Mr. Clare decided to put us in alphabetical order, which meant Craig was on my left-hand side.
Yeah.
And yeah, we bumped hands a few times, just like you and I did.
You just wanted to like touch
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He whispered sweet nothings too.
Yeah, do that.
Gonna write it.
So we mentioned earlier the Devil's Advocate episode that has been released. People may know it as Trump v. Hillary. Do we want to talk about the election, the U.S. election? I don't know.
Just,
if you've heard of
just
it.
maybe might be thinking other elections.
Yes.
A lot of
It was a slightly higher than average news topic. I mean,
You may have heard of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
may
some
have heard of
people
it.
have
Yeah.
President Clinton.
I'm sorry.
I got some bad news.
I don't have Facebook. What happened?
Yeah.
I went out on my lunch break yesterday about 1 p.m. and I sat down, got my phone out, and I was like, huh, Trump's got Florida. And I was like, well, that's really not good. I looked up, I saw like North Carolina red. I was like, oh shit. And like Philadelphia was going red. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like they were not just necessarily swing states that, and a lot of the swing states like Wisconsin and Michigan, they weren't swing states that Hillary needed to win. They were safe
Democrat.
blue
Wow.
seats, and she lost them. And then obviously she needed to keep them and win Philadelphia, which she didn't, and North Carolina, which she didn't, and Florida, which she didn't. Like,
It's just it's nuts. It's like I don't understand how.
Well, I do understand.
I understand
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
The world's going through a rebellious phase.
We're reaching our teen years.
you're saying we won't pass Brexit? Well, fuck you, we will.
We'll show you.
Yeah, it's just I know a few things about U.S. politics, and I know about the blue belt on that side there. And when I looked at it, it was like pretty even. I think it was pretty early on in the day, and I saw that one of the New Hampshire.
she had what was called the blue firewall,
Yes.
which was
all that.
her key belt
Yes.
to win. And
Yeah.
New Hampshire, it was New Hampshire.
Yeah, and I was just like, well, that's red.
Yeah.
And then
Obvious. It's just like just seeing it progress over time.
It was very confronting just seeing all the red and you're just like,
Did
what's
you
happening?
see that The Simpsons, like how they predicted that Trump would
Oh,
run for
yeah.
president? They also predicted like
The
almost
same.
exactly the same mistakes.
that legit?
I don't know if it's legit or not. I didn't double check,
Okay.
but
Now who's
Who's
quoting
out there?
Facebook?
Yeah.
I saw that too, and I'm just like, Facebook has a tendency to lie.
Then again, in that picture, there was a red state in the Simpsons map that was blue, and I was like, well, maybe they just chucked that in there
to make it more believable.
We'll have to
Yeah.
find the episode.
Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't be able to tell you what the episode was, but
One of the new
I'm
ones.
sure if you
Yeah.
googled it.
yeah. Yeah, so that happened.
Yeah, I think we all like kind of joked about it.
Yeah.
Not expecting it to actually happen. And
I've been saying for a few weeks, like, Trump could win, never expecting at all that he would.
Yeah.
I was saying, like, he could win this. Like, he has avenues to win this. He has support. And, like, I don't subscribe to the belief that, like, everyone who voted for Trump is, like, racist or sexist or, like, or like, xenophobic, all that sort of stuff. I think for a large portion of the population, they're sick of being run around
Yes.
and like they're disenfranchised and seeing their jobs go to Mexico and seeing their jobs go elsewhere. Like the Rust Belt and like the places where in Philadelphia where all the factories and the plants and stuff like that, their jobs were going missing.
Yeah.
And Trump and Obama's like, oh, we'll make do. We'll get you all jobs. And Obama did improve unemployment, but those people were hard hit. And then Trump came in and said, we'll give you your jobs back. We'll do this. And like to those people who've kind of been not necessarily fucked over, but forgotten for like a large period of time, someone's come in and say, hey, yeah, well, this is what I'm going to do for you specifically. This is how we're going to do it. Like, you'd be like, fuck yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah. And you get your vote just like that. Like,
Yeah.
You wouldn't think twice. You'd be like,
Hey,
okay.
I empathise with the problem that you personally are having.
Yeah.
And like Trump didn't just win, like he.
Yeah, I think he's going to end up with over 300 electoral votes. You only
Yeah.
need 270 to win.
Do they have the Senate and the House?
Yes.
Yes.
They've
They
got
have
a
everything.
Republican.
Republican controls all branches, the 3 branches of government. Which, okay, the only positive I can see from that then is the Republicans will have to own this,
Yeah,
right? If Obama hasn't been the most effective leader, and a large portion that you could point that to and say, oh well, he had the Senate blocking his stuff. He had a antagonistic government
Yeah.
stopping him from
Yes.
pushing through the things that he wanted to do, closing Guantanamo Bay, and all those other like pushing through
Yeah.
marriage reform and all that sort of stuff. Republicans now have everything they need to make laws. I always looked at this election and said, Trump, the silver lining if Trump gets in is that the Republicans know what a dog crap candidate he is. They're not going to push through his laws. Way less certain about that now.
Yeah.
So their progress in the next 4 years will be theirs,
Okay.
and we can look at that and say, well, you had why didn't you do the things you said you did?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be amazing if Trump was like an amazing?
Just an incredible president.
Yeah.
Unites the people.
Yeah,
Like his victory speech was actually
fantastic.
quite good. Like
it's scary how like
Normal he
good
seems.
and normal he seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, but a large, like his speeches always sound fantastic, and they get you going and
But
everything
they
like
have
that,
no
and then
substance.
not at all. And also the things he says that make you go, wow, that man has a point. 7 of them are wrong. Like
Yeah.
7 of them
Yeah, that's
are
right.
like just lies, like, and stuff that he's gotten from Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you say things that sound amazing, people are going to want to listen to you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But those amazing things need to be good.
Just like Hitler.
Sarah bringing up Hitler.
Jeez, Sarah, bring up. That's number 1 in the compilation.
Someone on camera was telling me to do it.
No, but Hitler was really well known for his dates having like an aneurysm.
No, keep going. You're in the podcast now. I'm not editing this out.
Hitler was very well known for having a really, really good speaking voice,
Yeah.
and he really got people behind him because he was so like emotive and passionate and powerful
Yeah.
with the way he was speaking. And I think that in the same way, Trump could be like that too.
Yeah.
I think
terrible.
on
And it's terrifying.
the argument was that Hitler was a fantastic speaker and could unite people, and like he could use his words to sort of corral people into things, and Donald Trump would whip people into like a frenzy at his rallies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The argument against the Hitler comparison, obviously, it's a little bit much to start with. Hitler did kill like close to 6 million Jews
Terrible
and any number of gays and gypsies and like any undesirables. But when Hitler came into power, it was because Germany was going through such a terrible time after World War I. And so he was basically coming in on a platform of Germany can be great again.
Yeah.
And so that's another, but I don't think America is anywhere near such a desperate state that Germany was in like the 1920s and the 1930s.
Right.
So
yeah,
I don't
it's-
necessarily.
Like I remember watching a video like when it was like ages off. Yeah, I watched a video and it was telling about how Hitler got to power, and it was like, oh, that's really interesting. And like I was just drawing comparisons to Trump, and I'm really hoping that he's not going to be like that. I don't think. Did you guys think for a second that Trump would become president.
Well, that was my thinking there. I would have said I would say right now, like there's very little chance that Trump will become anything close to anywhere near as bad as Hitler. Like people's lives will become like certain sections of the population will become worse off under a Trump presidency. But I don't think like it's apples and oranges comparatively. But 6 months ago, I would have said there's very little chance that Donald Trump becomes president. I still stand by the thing. He's not
like,
going to be.
we're in Australia. We can see how bad Trump is. I don't think it was the same with Hitler. I think Hitler was like not well known as an evil person like Trump is.
Somewhat.
You know, like it's on a different level.
I don't think Trump's particularly evil. I think he's not very politically savvy, but somehow that made him desirable.
Yeah.
I guess. And I think that. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked like she was freaking out. Yeah.
All I can hear was.
I thought you had like a panic attack.
So I don't think like Hitler's particularly bad. Hitler. I keep saying Hitler.
You must really think they're very similar.
I don't think Trump is like particularly politically savvy, but people really want that for some reason this election.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're in on it now, he's already endorsed war crimes.
Yeah.
Kill their
Yeah,
families.
Yeah.
The
You've got to
only
take
way
out
to
their
take them
families.
out,
It's-
kill their families.
That was horrifying.
And he
Yeah.
still became the president.
And pussy grabbing and
I honestly think this dude's immune to scandal. It's like
it certainly seems that
This
way.
is
I'll
America's
shoot
teenage
someone
phase.
and people will still vote for me.
Yeah.
And he was right.
there's
because
the
he told
comparisons
people
with
to do
Barack
Hillary
Obama. It's like if Barack Obama, when he was running for Democratic president, had 3 kids, 5 kids to 3 wives, like
Yeah,
the
no.
Republic, that would be
Clinton. He
everywhere.
didn't release his tax return.
First president in 40 years not to release his, first person running for president in 40 years to not release his tax returns. And the reason why the tax returns are such a big thing is because you can't see, he claims he makes a lot of charitable donations, and he's allegedly he hasn't made a large number of charitable donations that he's claiming. Also, you can't see where his investments are coming from.
Yeah.
And the concern there is that if he has investments in foreign countries, what's to say that he wouldn't bend foreign policy and like try and shape the world in his favor? He didn't know what a blind trust was. A blind trust where, when he becomes president, he no longer manages his own investments.
And neither does his family.
And it's called a blind trust because someone not connected to you at all takes control of it and manages it, so there's no sort of risk of impropriety or like dodgy dealings.
Yeah.
And he was just like, no, my family will run it. So, oh, okay, well, and then he's like, they won't have any idea of like my policy decisions. They won't have any influence. Of course they fucking will. Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's
I don't think he expected to become president.
No, it seems that way.
He seemed shocked when he came out and when they like
He's like,
announced President-elect
fucking
Donald
alright.
Trump. He was like, "Yeah, okay."
so if we had been filming this directly after we did Devil's Advocate, and I asked you the question, who do you think will be president?
Hillary.
Clinton.
I would have said Hillary straight away. Yeah.
Like even when at 1 p.m. I got out and Florida had gone red and everything like that, she was still projected at like 75% chance to become the president.
Yeah.
Well, she
Wow.
won the
She won the popular vote.
popular
Yeah.
vote. Yeah.
Which is super ironic because in 2012, when Barack Obama was against Mitt Romney, they declared it for Barack while Mitt Romney was actually ahead in the popular vote. So the popular vote is like just who has the most votes across the country, whereas they go to elect the president, they go by electoral votes. So every state is assigned electoral votes. So at the time when Barack was declared the winner, Mitt actually had the more popular votes, and Trump got on Twitter and he was saying, we need a revolution. I can't, a man gets more votes than another man, and the other guy's declared winner, anarchy. And he was like, we must march on the White House. Of course, 3 hours later, when they'd counted California, which is a hugely democratic, and Hawaii and all that, the late states are mostly blue, Barack ended up winning by about 5 million votes or something like that, like a large number of votes. And Yeah, and he deleted the tweets, but there's screenshots of them. And I remember being on Twitter, Alan the 2012, watching him have this meltdown. I thought it was very funny then. It's even funnier now.
So, sorry, does that mean that more people voted for Hillary Clinton than actually voted for Trump?
Yeah.
The American voting system just doesn't make any sense to me.
Like California has like 50 odd electoral votes.
Like, if the majority of people voted for Hillary Clinton, she should be the president.
That's how Australia
I probably wouldn't feel so strongly about it if it was Trump.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And people have called for the repeal of the Electoral College, which is what they call it. And they've asked, like they've said, like we should go. There's a number of different voting schemes, first past the post and all that sort of stuff, and each one had their positives and negatives. But the fact that people are now yammering so loudly about it and now talking about it, I find it really, really ironic when, like a month ago, less than a month ago, all the questions were being aimed at Donald Trump and his supporters saying, well, if Clinton wins, are you going to accept this? Are you going to accept it? Because if you don't, like, it will be unprecedented and all that sort of stuff. And we have not riots, but massive protests in major cities. And it's just like, well, sorry, this is how democracy works. Like that. And I saw a post on Facebook, it was like, how do I explain this to my kids? How do I explain this is America? You explain it, well, this is what an election is like. Yeah. People go out and this is how the American election system works. And I went to Donald Trump. He won it. By all accounts, he won it fairly and squarely. Fairly and squarely? Fair and square. He won it. And I've heard, Hillary's conceded that he's president-elect. Yeah. And I see people saying, well, we need to change that. I'm like, well, it's democracy. It's the cornerstone of the country for the last 240 years. I fucking accept it. I'm sorry. Yeah. People vote for him.
When, like, if it was right after Devil's Advocate, and I had asked that, my honest opinion, I would have said, I think Donald Trump had a chance, but I was hoping that I was just being a pessimist. Yeah. Like, I was hoping that I was just looking at it, I'm like, he's going to win it. He's going to win it. Like, it's just, like, I don't know if it was just me being a pessimist, but I had honest thoughts. Like, I'm like, he's going to win. Like, I don't know what it was. There was one thing, and I can't remember what it was, but I was there, I'm like, he's going to win this. Yeah. And
it's just...
Was it when they brought up the investigation about the emails?
Maybe.
Popularity
went down. Yeah. It recovered before the election slightly, but even still, I was just, oh my God.
Yeah. It's nuts.
I mean, it's done. Yeah. There's nothing we can do about it now except cry.
I bet on... I place monetary bets on sports, and one of the things I like to do is if I'm really anxious about, like, I love fights and stuff like that, and I have favourite fighters and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. What I like to do when I have my favourite fighter fighting someone who I don't particularly like is I will bet money on the other fighter. And that way, if the fighter that I like wins, awesome. If the fighter I lose wins, I'm sad, but hey, I get money from it.
Yeah, right.
And that feels like this election, but I didn't place any money on it. And now I'm just left with that sad feeling of, like, oh, fuck. I laughed. When I found out, I laughed because it's President Trump. Yeah. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah. And then I kind of felt like this weird down feeling for about 3 hours.
What was your reaction?
It was similar. I was at work, so I just kept checking out like the big screen all day, and I was.
Oh, so you had it on display at work?
Yeah, we had it on at work, and I just kept going out. Like all the people were just kind of looking at each other, going, "Is this happening?" Sort of thing. Like, because he took an early lead, and I think Hillary overtook him at one point that I saw.
She nearly took Texas at one point, which is
that would have been.
Texas swung back hard because they counted Austin and like the liberal centers of Texas first.
Yeah, and then like it just kind of kept, and then Trump was back ahead, and then it just kept going that way. And as it got up, we're just like, yeah, this is going to happen. And it was
I just held out. I held out hope, and like Clinton's the guy that came out and spoke and told everyone to go home. He told everyone to go home, that they wouldn't make a decision, and then not even an hour later, Trump was out saying that Hillary had called him and conceded. Like
apparently, like there's no video of it or anything like that, but sources inside Hillary's camp have said that she was just devastated, like crying and devastated, which I mean kind of makes her seem more human because she's like a fucking robot sometimes, and people couldn't connect with her on an emotional level.
Whereas Trump was the exact opposite. He got those
guy you can have a beer with.
Yeah, that's right.
Over opinionated guy at the pub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They took our girls.
If it was you guys in Devil's Advocate, how do you think you would have gone arguing for Trump?
Terribly.
I think that I would have had a couple of good points, more so against Hillary than for Trump.
Okay, so you would have been arguing.
Yeah, I would have been able to argue against Hillary, but not for Trump.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I probably would have done the same had I got
That
if
would
I was
be your
doing
strategy.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I can say bad things about both of them. It's the good stuff that's.
Yeah. Okay. When we were in there and looking back, I'm like, wow, I didn't even like aim at Hillary. I was pushing. Trying to push Trump. Yeah, like I was trying to say why Trump would be better, not why Hillary was worse.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would have done, if it would have helped me to argue that, but
Hillary has so much baggage.
it's yeah, like there's the emails and all that, but I feel like I won because you had to defend, you had to fight against, you had to tell me why Trump was bad and not why Hillary was good.
I think I had basically what I had for Hillary was she has been in government before.
Yes.
So I mean that's a big check. It's like has served for government. Yes or no? And so Trump's gonna know, and I'm just like, well, what's he president?
Yeah.
Most jobs you kind of need experience in, so.
Yeah, it's just how do you? Okay, so we'll go on to the other foot, as you described it. How would you have gone about arguing Trump?
Do we want to do like a couple of minutes where you guys argue the opposite, even though it doesn't matter anymore?
No, I don't have it fully prepared, but
Okay.
I've got like a basic outline, and it basically would have boiled down to Hillary should actually be in jail, and I actually do believe that.
Yeah, right.
I think a lot of people are in jail for much lesser offences. People are like security clearances aren't a joke, and the amount of security violations that she had was just ridiculous. I think my main thrust of the argument would have just been about the disenfranchised voting majority of America. Like I refuse to accept that the large majority of Americans who voted for Trump, I think it ended up being about 50 or 60 million. I refuse to accept that the large majority of them are racist spigots, like in hiding. I think that a small number are, for sure, and I'm really, really concerned that they're going to feel emboldened.
Yeah.
Emboldened? Is that the right word?
Embiggened.
Embiggened, yeah. So I'm worried that they'll say it's a number of 50,000 strong, 60,000 strong, probably more than that, but say it's that. They'll say, well, I voted for Trump for these reasons.
So everyone else.
Trump had 6 million, so 6 million people, so they're going to be more vocal in public.
Yeah.
I would have turned my attention on like the rest of the voting bloc of Trump and why they have reason to vote for Trump, because they've constantly screwed over by the government. They're the little people basically being trod on. I would have been the criminality of.
Okay. Yeah. Right. I don't know how I would have argued for Hillary. Like,
She's hard to argue for.
It's ridiculous because I think I got pretty lucky with the coin flip because going into it, I'm like, okay, so if I get Trump, I'll just stick on the focusing on America kind of argument, and if he brings up anything about Hillary, I'll just try and aim for the emails. And I don't know what I would have done for Hillary. Like I think I would have attacked Trump. Like I would have just I wouldn't have.
Your best course of action.
Yeah, I wouldn't have like said how good she was. I would have diminished Trump.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Tried to push Trump down.
Yeah, that's right. And maybe that's like a sign of why Trump won is that there was reasons why you should vote Trump and why you should vote against Trump.
But there was only really votes against Hillary. She didn't inspire.
Well, I mean, one thing that Hillary had going for her was she wasn't Trump.
Yeah, that was pretty much the big thing pushing her as well. And like that doesn't. Trump builds enthusiasm.
Yeah.
People go out to vote for Trump, excited to vote for Trump. People go out of duty to vote for Hillary because otherwise Trump might get in.
That's right. And I think someone said that there would be the depressed vote and that would help Trump as
You're
well.
not going to want to sit in line for 6 hours to vote.
Yeah, there's the it was like, I don't know what the actual, I think it was the depressed vote, but the depressed effect, where people who would have otherwise voted for, like, gone out as for voting for the Democratic Party and rallying people, they don't want to rally for Hillary, so they go out and vote for themselves, but they're not bringing 10.
Yeah, people say they're not organising carpooling services, and they're not like calling to arms, and the Republicans were doing that in droves. Like, people were like getting out, like, we have a chance. I think also Hillary's pretty much non-stop lead in the polls hurt her.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people might have sat back and said, "Oh, she's got it.
Yeah.
I don't need to vote." Or, "She's got it. I'll vote for Jill Stein." Or, "I'll vote for..." Or 11,000 people voted for Harambe. A dead gorilla. So it's like, what the fuck?
Voting isn't mandatory there.
Yeah, don't vote. Why would you wait in line to vote for Harambe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a really good point. I like, good on them, they wasted their vote. I'm like, wait, they didn't need to go. They could have just sat at home.
Exactly.
I wonder how many people voted for Bernie Sanders, like wrote in Bernie Sanders as like a protest vote, when he's just like, "No, please, don't do that. Vote for Hillary."
Had he be the candidate, do you think we would have a completely different?
Yeah.
Apparently, he would have
He would have
won. I thought I read that somewhere. What do you?
Yeah. My main concern then is he has massive approval ratings, but he didn't go through an election against Trump. Like, he didn't go through a campaign against Trump, and who knows if the public would have swung against him after a couple of debates and stuff like that. I think he would have done Democratic Party were handed the gift with Trump that they could put. They thought that they could put whoever against it, regardless of how likable she was or anything like that, or trustworthy or anything like that. They could put whoever they wanted against him, and they'd walk it in. Right. And you can't.
Yeah, it's Yeah, it's a big misstep for the
Democratic Party. I had 2 points that I wanted in Clinton's support that I wanted to make against Trump that for whatever reason I forgot. The 2 points were the Supreme Court justices. I didn't make that in the video, did I?
Justice Scalia is a big one as well.
He's gone.
Yeah, but like that's one that Trump will be replacing, like not himself, but like he'll be choosing the replacement. That's a big one.
Yeah, Supreme Court justices serve for life, and they decide whether or not a law is constitutional or not.
Oh, okay.
And
So
they're pretty.
Yeah, there's 9 of them. I think there's 4 on each side, and then there's the head. Yeah. The Supreme.
Was that Scalia? No.
He was just one of the justices. So they serve for life, so their term can last for like 20 to 30 years, and they decide on constitutional votes. They passed the gay marriage bill, Roe versus Wade, which gave abortion rights to women, all that sort of stuff. And now Trump has control of at least one Supreme Court justice pick and he's already promised to put in a conservative Supreme Court justices, and they're all pretty old, and they estimate that within the next 4 to 8 years, at least 3 more will either step down or pass away and be replaced. So for the next 3 to 4, so the next 30 years of constitutional law deciding
could be affected.
Would be have a strong conservative lean.
So can I ask as well, how did they get away with not accepting Obama's?
It's like way unprecedented. So basically, before this, I believe the longest that they did it because the Senate was controlled by the Republicans. Right. So the longest before this was 100 days, I think, and Obama submitted the request almost a year ago. It's many times longer than the oldest one on record. And the argument they used was, this is an election year. We should wait till after the election so that whoever's leading the country for the next 4 years can decide for that. But there's precedent. There's precedent that it's happened 2 or 3 times in election years.
Yeah, right.
And the sitting president has always decided on it within normally about 20 to 30 days. Is instituted.
Cool.
That's
pretty crazy. So right.
And so that would have been my argument, saying, do you really want Trump to be in control of not just one, but potentially 3 or 4 Supreme Court justices who can affect federal law pretty much
for decades?
And now he has that power for 30 years. Yeah. Especially when millennials are shown. I'm not sure if you saw the map, but there's a map.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
Only 18 to 25-year-olds voted. Yeah. Who are going to be the most affected by these Supreme Court justice decisions. They're going to be there when the people who are 18 to 25 now are 30 and 40
Yeah.
and 50. And I think Trump won, I think it was 30 electoral votes rather than 300.
Yeah. Yeah, like I saw the map and it
Yeah.
was blue. There was like 2 up north.
Yeah.
I think Texas was blue.
Yeah, Texas is blue.
And it was just like,
It was a
at least
sea of blue.
at least there's something like that happening.
Yes.
I think like our generation is very more.
Socially liberal.
Yes, yeah. It's a good thing. I mean, not.
I definitely consider myself
Right, growing up,
socially liberal, but like fiscally conservative. So
Yeah.
like I agree with Republicans, like smaller government, like some of their tax law, not all of it, but definitely swing on the socially liberal side.
Yeah.
And just I think nature's that way. I think nature support like climate change,
Yeah.
which was not mentioned once in 3 debates. Like
Right.
that Trump thinks that climate change is a hoax created by China to steal our jobs.
Which doesn't even make sense.
No.
I mean, maybe.
And the other point I wanted to bring up as well was Mike Pence, who is Trump's vice president elect now. And when Trump was running for president, before he picked his vice president, he approached, and I forget the name of the man. It was the man who placed 3rd in the Republican primaries.
Yeah.
And his team approached that man's team. I forget his name now. John Kasich approached his team and said, "We would like to make you the most powerful vice president ever." And he said, "What do you mean?" He said, "We would put you in charge of all foreign and domestic policies." And John Kasich said, "What would that leave for Mr. Trump?" And he said he would be focused on making America great again. So essentially, the vice president is doing the presidential job, and Trump has the nameplate.
Yeah.
John Kasich is one of the more socially liberal Republicans,
Okay.
and out of the entire fuckfest that was the Republican primaries, I would have even considered voting for him over Hillary. I do disagree with him on some points, but he was, in my mind, better than Hillary. They went with Mike Pence, who is supremely anti-gay rights,
Yep.
supremely anti-women's health issues like abortion and stuff like that. He doesn't believe that smoking causes cancer.
Oh, okay. So a good guy.
Yeah, he's
Smart from the sounds of it.
he's just a nut job. And honestly, like, John McCain, when he ran against Obama in 2008, he was doing quite well in the polls until he picked his vice presidential pick, which was Sarah Palin, because they picked her because she's a woman, but she had no political experience at all.
Yeah.
And the ads that they actually ran was, Sarah Palin is 1 heartbeat away from being president, because if the president dies,
Yeah,
the
right.
vice president goes up. President Pence is way worse than President Trump. Like, way
Yeah,
scarier,
okay.
because not only does he have a lot of conservative ideals, he has the political know-how and the political
Right.
connections to get shit done.
Ooh.
But yeah, scary.
That is
Scary. Like, legitimately
yeah.
terrifying.
I think it was you who said that Pence is like Trump, but
Capable Trump.
a capable Trump. Yeah.
And I don't believe that Trump necessarily believes the things that he says.
No.
He says a lot of
Trump
things
doesn't know what Trump
He says a
believes.
lot of
very conflicting things depending on who he asks.
Yeah.
Pence believes the shit that he says.
Yeah.
And the shit that he says is terrifying.
Yeah, it's a scary thought.
Yeah.
Okay, should we end it on a lighter note?
Yeah.
Would you have any more for the Trump and Clinton?
No, not really.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of just like weighing me down. Like in the video, I said that I might not vote, and I don't want that to be misconstrued. That's probably the only thing. Like, I know that at the end of the day, I would have gone out and I would have voted, and I want to believe that I would have voted Hillary. Just, I know I wouldn't have voted Trump, but I'm worried that maybe I would have.
Done a write-in?
No, not a write-in at all. I feel like I would honestly. It's just so hard with both the two things, and going in and knowing that Jill Stein's not the sanest person on the ballot, and Gary Johnson has some great views. Let's leave it at that.
He's a libertarian, which is all right,
Yeah.
but he's not great.
No.
I think you got 3%.
Yeah.
Is
Fuck
that?
that 3%.
Yeah.
Seriously, the race is close. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And yeah, I just wanted to clear up that I think had it come down to it, and I was in America, I would have voted, I hope I would have.
It would have been more a vote against someone else than for someone.
Yeah.
I think that's the way like a lot of Americans sort of said it, that's what they'll go.
And as Craig said earlier, a lot of people are more likely to vote for someone than against.
Yeah.
So
So that whole the reason why polls were so thrown off as well is because people could it's a blind vote. No one knows your vote. Once you're locked in that room, you could tell people I'm voting Hillary. You get in there and go, oh fuck, I don't even like her. I'll just vote Harambe. Or people who are and this is the problem with a lot of the left side of it. They're very quick to aggressively criticize and aggressively go after anyone who is more socially conservative, just because you disagree with it. A lot of people were silent Trump supporters,
Right. Yeah.
for fear of coming out on face. It's I'm probably going to step play. It's almost akin to coming out gay is coming out socially conservative in today's media. If you get what I mean, coming out and possibly
not acceptable. Not considered
Possibly.
acceptable.
We saw the same thing happen in the Australian in the Australian political landscape with Pauline Hanson getting voted in. You had a lot of silent supporters of her, and to see that her party, the one that's very much we've got to keep it Australian. It's almost like keep Australia great.
Keep Australia Australian.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of people didn't. I don't think a lot of people fully understand what she stood for as well.
I would give people the benefit of the doubt. I think they.
Yeah.
You don't vote for a candidate without. People would, I suppose. Yeah.
I
wouldn't.
With
Not everyone.
with Pauline Hanson getting voted into Senate and Donald Trump becoming president, it's going to bring those silent supporters out. I feel like if not. A better way of saying, I can't think of a better way of saying it, but it's at least those people don't feel like they can. At least those people can feel like they have a voice now.
It sucks. Every person's vote counts, even the people that I disagree with. I like to think I'd be the kind of person who'd be offering lifts down to the polls, not trying to organise liberals to the polls and everything like that. And you saw people saying, go out and vote, and so what if I'm voting for Trump? Well, stay at home then. Don't exercise your... That's bullshit.
I know, yeah.
But seriously, don't vote Trump.
I've done it already, Sarah. It's done. It's done.
Those in the past.
Unless your time turner works, then there's nothing we can do about it.
Did anyone have anything that we can end on a lighter note?
I was making toast the other day, and I heard it pop from the lounge room, and I walked in and opened the microwave looking for toast.
What?
So I made toast.
You put the toast in.
Put bread in the toaster, put it down,
Walked away.
heard it pop, and went and opened the microwave. Rather than pulling it out of the toaster.
You're standing around, you have toast and it pops and you jump 10 feet in the air.
It always
Surprise
feels
toast. And then you're being like, yes, toast. The best.
At my parents' house.
It's a random story.
It's a good story because it brings up memories of being at my parents' house and coming downstairs and Dad's out doing something outside or he's upstairs watching TV, and you'll come downstairs and you look at the toaster and there's 2 pieces of toast. Forgotten toast. I was like, your toast ready? He's like, oh fuck!
I just distinctly remember one of my favourite summer snacks was frozen poppers. You put poppers in the freezer, you cut the top off.
Did you ever do it with milk?
Flavored milk.
Flavored milk.
Okay, I wanted to get back to that.
Okay, we'll touch on that in a second because I'm fascinated.
It's a proper ice cream. I think freezing milk's just weird.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about it now, it wasn't that great, but back then, it was good.
Have you tried these frozen water pops?
I'd have these poppers, frozen poppers. Cut them off, dig it in the spoon, right? The way I learnt how to do it eventually was you put them in upside down, and all the flavour drops to the bottom, and then you cut the top off, and you can eat the flavour because the flavour is super easy to dig into. Right. You're not digging through a layer of hard ice. Yeah. Before I realised that, I cut the top off and I was like, oh God, I've got to dig into this. I'll put it in the microwave, slightly melted a little bit. Slightly melted. The inside of poppers aluminium, like completely aluminium. So put it in there, turned on, lightning. I was like, what are you going? That shit ain't right. Let's like turn that up to get that out. Just be like, microwave's fine.
Yeah.
True story. True story.
Wow. Well, that is a very light
note. I'm very happy with that.
Lightning microwave.
Yeah. So I'm happy to like end this podcast now.
Get back later.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that, and I hope this becomes like a regular thing. I will get mics the outcasts. Yeah.
Hayley and I can't last that long without talking.
No,
Yeah.
we picked the two worst people.
Yeah. Right.
To sit it out. I would have been fine. I would have just been like,
Your phone. Yeah. Yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, let us know because I'd be keen to do more of these, but we probably won't go out of our way to do them if there's
There's something. That
Unless we know that you like them, because then there's no point.
That's right.
So subscribe, comment, let us know. Like the Facebook, Social Goober. I think it's facebook.com/Social Goober on Facebook. Once we get 100 subscribers on YouTube, we can unlock the custom URL so that we can be youtube.com.
so subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, youtube.com/Social Goober once we get the 100 subscribers.
Find us through Facebook at the moment because I don't think you can search for us on YouTube yet.
Yeah. So Facebook, and then through that you can get our videos. I need to sign off for this quickly. Have a goober day.
Don't forget to vote. No.
Don't forget your toast, I think she said.
Oh, don't forget your toast. Right. Yeah. So for everything ranging from Trump to toast.
We at Social Goober wish you a very fond good night.
Bye.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Just blew them a kiss.
It's beautiful.
It was
Thank
kind
you.
of creepy.
Okay.
It was
All right.
kind of-